registering Chams, did you have any financial backing from anywhere? How did you source money to get the business rolling?
There was no financial backing. The business started zero, just intellectual and practical knowledge.
You need to have an office space, and
we had an office space which was in my briefcase, and it had all the tools. It has all the invoices, the receipts. Pretty big office, which we carried all over the whole place for 6 months to 1 year. There was no need for cash, and I still strongly believe that businesses shouldn't start with money. Right? Most businesses that start with money, they end up failing. Right? So when people come to Uncle Demola, please give us money for business, I know that the person is not serious. It's not yet serious to start business. In Chams, we started a couple of businesses. One business started with about 2.1 billion naira. Another one started with 1.6 billion. At the end of the day, they went down to zero. Right? They went bankrupt. They are coming back on now. We refuse to give them a couple. Now they are doing better now, better than the days when we gave them 1.6 billion or 2.1 billion, setting them up. And if you look at most major businesses worldwide, you take a Microsoft, a Facebook, an Apple, they all started with zero. They started in garages with zero capital, just their knowledge, their hands. In my village, they say that your hands will not deceive you, but your uncle's money or somebody's loan will deceive you. It deceives you. It gives you that grand illusion that you've made it, yet you haven't made it because you are living on other people's money until you've sweated it out, until you burn the midnight oil. Who knows? That business will not be successful. So Chams did not really start with any money, and I believe, but most importantly, by God's grace, you've been able to survive, and a lot of hard work.
How have you managed to survive, one, the Nigerian business terrain, and of course the ever-changing technology sector?
Okay, you're right that about 80%, if not more, closer to 90% than 80% will die before the 10th year. And that figure, I think, is arguable, that if it's no more than 90% that will have died before their 10th year. Because it's almost proven that 50% will die in their first year, 50% of that 50% will die in their second year, and so on. So you probably have more than 90% dying before their 10th year. But I can allude that death, or those deaths, to the fact that they started wrongly with a lot of cash. I think businesses need to start just like a seed that is planted. It has to be evolutionary, not revolutionary. In business, once you start with a huge capital, you start big. The only place you are coming is down. But the few businesses that really struggle is like the case of the larva and the butterfly. If you look at the larva that is about hatching, for that butterfly to come out of it, it has to struggle. That struggle is removing the excess water in his body, and he's struggling. The wings, as he's struggling to come out of that larva, that shell, the wings are becoming stronger by the day. He's learning how to also breathe, so that by the time he comes out of that larva, he's almost like ready to fly. But you dare have that larva, break it open, you find that the butterfly will just crawl out, and for the rest of his life he's not able to fly. But 50% of them will die within an hour of you freeing that larva. 50% of the remaining 50% will die in another few minutes after. Similar thing with businesses. A business that is too capitalized is starting, I've discovered, that dies off. We are into what you call identity management. For a lot of people practicing IT today, you go in and say, you're in ID management. It's a Chams. You started again. What is ID management? It's a queer, narrow area of IT. Right. And it came up because we evolved from maintenance to networking, to provision of hardware, and we then identify that core niche. So you must keep refining yourself. A man that does not refine himself is about to die. A man that does not increase his knowledge, that has degree and cannot read, is even worse than an illiterate. A man that is in technology that is not improving on his technical skills, it's just a matter of time before he dies off.
What would you consider your most turbulent business time?
The first time was due to our own stupidity. We overexpanded, overchewed. Overexpansion can actually kill you. We over-diversified, and that created problems for us. We practically ran out of capital towards taking care of our issues. 2001, 2002 through 2003, right, was when we had another issue, which went into late 2003, and that was due to government policy. Unfortunately for us, we allowed government policy to repeat itself to us again. Not only government policy repeating itself to us on the same project, unfortunately for us. I think the popular saying is once beaten, twice shy. Unfortunately, we were dumb enough to have been beaten twice. Dumb enough, with a lot of emphasis, on the same national ID, beaten twice. Very unfortunate, but we thought we had all angles covered. But then in life, you always think that you have all angles covered. The second time, which is the most traumatic one for us, was that we thought with the national ID, we could not be beaten again. Because we then asked the government that, look, let this project be concession based, let it be private led, come up with a law to get it done. And the government did all those things for us, and they formed a commission to run it. But we just forgot completely that yes, the government can have a law, they can have a commission, they can make it a PPP, but then you still have human beings that will be the DG or the head of the place, and that we then had a human failure. Unfortunately, we put all our eggs in one basket of that human creature that now failed us and failed us so woefully. It took 4 years to sign a concession agreement between 2007 and 2010 to sign a concession agreement. It took another 2 years to agree for the project to go to the field. So for about 6 years, we spent shareholders' money, and it was most traumatic, preparing for a project that even as of 2014 is yet to take off properly. That was most traumatic for us. But we survived it, to the glory of God.
As the founding CEO of Chams PLC, where do you see Chams beyond Sir Demola Aladekomo?
Yes, we thank God we've come quite far in our 29 years of existence. We believe we have a succession plan in place. Part of our succession plan was being listed in the Nigerian Stock Exchange in 2008, and that means that ownership has been diversified. Ownership, started diversifying ownership in 1996. Interestingly enough, when JKK bought 30% of Chams in 1996, and between 1996 and 2008, we had quite a lot of divestment. Between 2005 and 2014, we've grown quite a lot of people that are capable of taking over. So we strongly believe that we have enough people to take over the company in terms of ownership, in terms of management. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.